The big engines have heard about Thomas's incident with Percy's ghost. They thought of it a great joke, especially Henry. Silly engine, laughed Henry. You should know full well that the ghosts aren't real. Thomas hid his face in embarrassment. I wouldn't be too sure about that, Henry, replied Edward nearby. Percy's ghost wasn't real, but there may be supernatural activity around. Huh! What makes you say that? Scoffed Henry. Legend has it, began Edward, the spirits of scrapped northwestern engines roam around the railway, seeking vengeance on the one that replaced them. Pooh! Sniffed the green engine. That's just a stupid legend. It's not true. And he huffed away. All day long, Henry couldn't help but think about what Edward had said. What if the legend is true? He thought to himself. Oh, what am I thinking? Of course it's not true. Edward's just a silly engine for believing that legend. But he kept having doubts. That night, Henry had to take a goods train through the countryside to the station on the other railway. It was foggy, and neither Henry or his crew could see where they were going. And because of that, they couldn't see that the points were accidentally set towards Normandy. Henry swerved down the line. Soon, he reached Normandy, where the crew realized their mistake. Signalmen must have accidentally changed the points due to this fog, said the driver. We'll just have to head up back to the signalmen and tell them what happened, replied the fireman. Henry, you stay here until we come back. But there are ghosts about, stammered Henry. The crew laughed. You don't seriously believe that legend, do you? Asked the driver. It's just a silly old legend. You'll be safe here. Don't worry. And with that, the crew walked away, leaving Henry all alone. What's that? Gasped Henry. Oh, silly bee. It's just a stupid bird. Silly old me, believing that spirits exist. And he decided to take a small nap until his crew returned. Then, Henry heard a strange whistle that woke him up. That's strange. Who could be coming down here? He muttered. Maybe I'm just hearing things. But he wasn't. Out of the fog, a mysterious engine came and parked itself right next to Henry. It had the shape of Gordon's body, and coupled up behind it was a tender very much like Henry, all covered in rust. What was even more terrifying was that the engine had no face. Hello, Henry, it said spookily. It had the same voice as Henry. Henry was beginning to get scared. Who are you? He stammered nervously. The mysterious engine laughed. I thought you know, considering how you replaced me, it replied. Oh, what are you talking about? Whimpered Henry. Perhaps showing you my face will remind you, concluded the engine. And when it revealed its face, Henry was horrified. The engine was him, but in his old shape. But, oh, I thought I was rebuilt, said Henry at last, struggling to breathe. That was the original idea, answered the engine. However, the rebuild was too expensive, so Sir Topperhat the First scrapped me and just purchased you and pretended it was me rebuilt, when in reality, you just had the same spirit as me, the same memories as me, but you're not the real Henry. Henry was speechless. He didn't know what to say. Well, what are you gonna do with me? I've been searching for you all my afterlife years, trying to hunt you down, continued Henry I. And now that I've got you, I'm taking you with me to the afterlife. No, pleaded Henry. No, don't. Please don't. I'm sorry I replaced you. I didn't mean to. No! He shut his eyes tightly, and he blew his whistle louder than he had ever blown before. Henry, calm yourself, old boy, came a voice. The green engine opened his eyes to see his crew standing in front of him. Driver? Fireman? Is the engine gone? He stammered. What engine? Asked the driver. Henry looked to his right. Henry I was no longer there. I could have sworn I saw a ghost, he said worriedly. Sounds like you were having a nightmare, chuckled the fireman as he and the driver climbed into the cab. Well, don't worry, you're safe here with us. The driver pulled the lever and Henry set off. He couldn't stop thinking about that engine he'd seen. Was it just a dream? Am I really just Henry, too? Am I even the real Henry? He kept asking himself. Between you and me, I think it's best those questions remained unanswered. Don't you?